One day, millions of Americans could wake up to the most terrifying headline in modern history. Not a war, not a terrorist attack, not an asteroid, but something hidden beneath one of America's most famous national parks, Yellowstone, a place known for geysers, wildlife, and breathtaking scenery. But deep underground lies a sleeping giant, a supervolcano capable of affecting not just America, but the entire world. Flights grounded, food shortages, cities covered in ash, and the most shocking part, it's happened before. So what would happen if Yellowstone erupted tomorrow? Would America survive? Could the world recover? And how close are we to finding out? Let's dive in. Yellowstone doesn't look like a volcano. There's no giant mountain rising into the sky, no rivers of lava, no smoking crater visible from miles away. That's because Yellowstone is different. Most of its volcanic system is hidden underground. Beneath the park lies a massive magma reservoir heated by a hot spot deep within the earth. The famous geysers and hot springs that attract millions of tourists every year are actually evidence of the enormous heat below. Every time Old Faithful erupts, it's a reminder that Yellowstone is still active. Scientists monitor the area constantly. Thousands of small earthquakes occur there every year. The ground rises and falls. Steam vents change. Hot springs shift. Most of this activity is normal, but it also proves one important fact. Yellowstone is not dead. It's alive. And it has a history unlike almost anything else on Earth. Around 2.1 million years ago, Yellowstone experienced one of the largest volcanic eruptions ever known. Then, another occurred around 1.3 million years ago. Then another approximately 640,000 years ago. These were not ordinary eruptions. They were super eruptions, events so large they changed entire landscapes. Ash spread across huge portions of North America. The force released was difficult to comprehend. If humans had existed in large modern cities at the time, the consequences would have been catastrophic. This history is why Yellowstone attracts so much attention. Because it has done it before, and many people wonder if it could happen again. Now imagine it starts tomorrow. The first warning signs probably wouldn't be an explosion. Instead, scientists would notice increasing activity. Earthquakes become more frequent. The ground begins swelling upward faster than normal. Gas emissions increase. Steam vents behave strangely. Monitoring stations immediately detect unusual patterns. Experts begin discussing possibilities. Government agencies start preparing emergency plans. News organizations pick up the story. Social media explodes with speculation. Some people panic. Others dismiss the warnings. But everyone is watching Yellowstone, waiting. Then the pressure finally becomes too much. The crust above the magma system fractures. An enormous explosion erupts through the surface. Within minutes, a giant column of ash, rock, and gas rises high into the atmosphere. Higher, higher, higher. Far above commercial air traffic, the eruption can be seen from hundreds of kilometers away. Shockwaves spread across the region. The sky darkens. And suddenly, the world realizes something extraordinary is happening. Many people imagine lava as the greatest danger. In reality, ash would likely be the biggest problem. Volcanic ash is not soft like fireplace ash. It's made of tiny particles of rock and volcanic glass. Sharp enough to damage engines. Dangerous to breathe. Heavy enough to collapse roofs when enough accumulates. Large sections of the United States could experience ashfall. Roads become difficult to use. Power systems fail. Water supplies become contaminated. Airports shut down. Hospitals face new challenges. Millions of people are told to stay indoors. For many Americans, normal life would end overnight. And that's only the beginning. Now let's look at the first 24 hours. Emergency broadcasts dominate television and radio. Air traffic controllers reroute flights across the country. Thousands of flights are canceled. Highways become congested as people attempt to leave affected regions. Stores are quickly emptied of food, water, batteries, and fuel. Internet searches for Yellowstone reach record levels. Governments around the world begin monitoring the situation. Scientists work around the clock to understand the scale of the eruption. Financial markets react. Uncertainty spreads. Every new update becomes global news. The entire world watches. By the second day, the economic consequences begin appearing. Transportation networks struggle. Supply chains are interrupted. Deliveries slow down. Factories dependent on just-in-time logistics experience delays. Insurance companies face enormous potential losses. Tourism collapses throughout the affected regions. Investors become nervous. Markets begin to react. The eruption is no longer just a geological disaster. It's becoming a global problem. As ash spreads through the atmosphere, another danger appears. Less sunlight reaches the Earth's surface. Temperatures could fall. Crop production could suffer. Food prices could rise. Even countries thousands of kilometers away could feel the impact. And that's what makes Yellowstone so frightening. Not because it would end humanity, but because it could disrupt the systems modern civilization depends on: transportation, agriculture, global trade. But would humanity survive? Almost certainly. Governments would respond, scientists would adapt, communities would rebuild, life would continue. And that brings us to the biggest question. Could Yellowstone actually erupt tomorrow? According to scientists, there is currently no evidence that a major eruption is imminent. Yellowstone is monitored around the clock. Researchers track earthquakes, gas emissions, and ground movement every day. Right now, there are no signs that a super eruption is approaching. And that's good news. Because beneath one of America's most beautiful national parks, a giant volcanic system continues to sleep. For now. But if it ever wakes up again, the world may never be the same.